Ranking Member Graves, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm Eric Fanning, President and CEO of the Aerospace Industries Association, representing a workforce of 2.4 million people and an annual economic output of $865 billion. AIA is celebrating its 100th year as not only the voice for America's aerospace and defense industry, but also a bipartisan convener where people can come together to get things done on important topics like infrastructure. Before I begin, I want to assure everyone here that despite our name, our industry relies on everything my fellow panelists are advocating for today. We know the importance of investing in our infrastructure. We also know that our nation's infrastructure is outdated. Congestion is at record highs and environmental concerns are growing as people spend more time in their vehicles than ever before. While we recognize the need to address these issues, we also have a vision for the future that will change how we conceptualize infrastructure. Part of this involves unmanned aircraft systems, UAS, or drones, but the other part is rethinking the way people move through urban air mobility, or UAM. UAM is a concept that will change the way people connect with each other and travel through on-demand passenger transportation services. Imagine how much simpler a daily commute would be if you could bypass traffic, potholes, and construction by flying over them. And imagine how many more options those who are elderly or disabled would have with this new technology. The benefits are not only evident, but expansive, improving the lives of millions. UAM will also supplement existing transportation, giving urban areas another option to help ease congestion, reduce infrastructure strain, and provide environmental benefits. Last year, the average commuter in D.C. spent 82 hours in traffic, and our national roads and bridges wore down even more. They now need about $800 billion in repairs and then another $150 billion per year for upkeep. What if a considerable amount of traffic was lifted up into the sky? That's the potential relief UAM can provide to our infrastructure and the amount we spend to maintain it. UAM is not a new concept. Over the decades, the technology has advanced through cooperation between industry and government. Congress has played an important role, passing the longest FAA reauthorization in recent history and working with the FAA on the rewrite of Part 23, which modernized how aircraft can be certified. And future UAS rulemaking will pave the way for safe aerospace integration of technologies like UAM. Today, more than 70 companies have alone begun work in this area, and over $1 billion was invested in 2018. And we're seeing the results. Last month, Bell Helicopter released its design concept for their new tilt-rotor Nexus air taxi. Boeing also made headlines this year with their first public announced UAM test flight. Embraer Air released a concept for an electric air taxi capable of rooftop service during the 2018 Uber Elevate Summit. There are many other examples, and not just in the U.S. In the competitive global aviation market, other nations, from Saudi Arabia to Brazil, are investing to gain the technological and market advantage in this emerging sector. The European Aviation Safety Agency has already released a draft special condition for a path to aircraft certification for vertical takeoff and landing. Unless we act, the Europeans could define the regulations the world follows, not the U.S. Now's the time to ensure UAM becomes a reality with America leading the way. But there are major steps needed to get there. I've included many more in my written testimony, but I'll focus on 3 here. First, we must continue to work on a regulatory path forward for UAM. AIA applauds efforts to ease the regulatory burden on businesses, but the so-called one-in, two-out rule makes it difficult for any agency to release new regulations, even if they're needed to usher new technology into the marketplace or help address the nation's surface transportation gridlock. Second, future standards should be performance-based, establishing a level of performance achieved through the aircraft's design for both the aircraft operations and design. This would keep industry innovating without feeling constrained by regulations in place. Finally, we must integrate unmanned aircraft system traffic management, which covers airspace under 400 feet, with air traffic management, which covers above 400 feet. There's only one airspace to share, regardless of the height at which an aircraft, manned or unmanned, operates. Full integration of the two systems is the only way to ensure safety. These are urgent recommendations because the future of American infrastructure is coming. Whether through urban air mobility or any of the other incredible innovations coming from our industry, we look forward to not only continuing our partnership, but strengthening it over the next 100 years and beyond. Thank you.